What's going on, guys? Coming to you with some deadlifts and some benching. Like I said, we're just gonna start bunching these up because they're getting shorter and shorter. And today's deadlift session wasn't the greatest, that's for sure. And you'll have those from time to time. And it wasn't because training wasn't going good. It wasn't because I didn't warm up properly. It was simply because I let my ego and the fact that I've always struggled with deadlifts determine the outcome of today's training session. And kind of one of the things I want to talk about was how the work you put in during the off season dictates how your meet prep's going to go, and how you can't force things during a meet prep. You just have to let them come, because there's really nothing else you can do except for lift the weight and get proficient at it during a meet prep, because there's really no building on your weaknesses. There's really no overcoming bad lifts during a meet prep. It's either you either get it or you don't, and that's what you did in the off season to prepare for that. And as you can see here, I went for 695 and didn't get it, and should have stopped at the 655 and had something to build on from week to week. But because deadlifts have always been a weak point for me, I felt like I had to chase a certain number in order for me to feel, justified within that training session. And the truth of the matter is stopping at 655 would have left me off in a better position to build week to week going into the contest, because that's what meet prep should be about, is building confidence and building week to week to put together the best total possible, and to not chase things that aren't there. If you're sitting there chasing numbers the whole meet prep, you're going to fail miserably come meet day, and you're going to miss a lot of lifts in training. And once you start missing lifts, you start setting a ceiling on what your true potential can be for that meet prep. So the work you do in the off season is what builds a successful meet prep. It's what builds a successful meet. And that is to say that you've figured out the weaknesses, you've figured out what you need to work on, and you've put in the work, and you put in the time, and you put in the effort, and you did the due diligence to build upon those weaknesses to make them strengths. And for me, on the bench press, I've always had my left arm lag, so I worked on that a lot. And as you can see, a lot of my reps are smoother presses, both arms engaging at the same time. And what I didn't work on, or I didn't realize, I guess, until I got to the heavier weights, was that my right glute and my right side doesn't really fire with the same intensity as my left leg. Kind of the same thing that was going on with my right and left arm, as my left arm would lag a little bit when the weights got heavy, and now my right leg is doing that during this meet prep here. So what that's telling me is, during the off-season time, I'm really going to have to work on building that up and getting that to fire and getting that to work and getting that to build. And throughout the meet and throughout this prep, I just have to take it as is. I can do little things like, warm up better as far as like glute firing and glute initiation, glute activation stuff, and see if that helps. But to be quite honest with you, it kind of is what it is. All I can do now is just work on getting the technique down, work on putting together better, more consistent training days with no misses, and then from there I'll be able to put forth my best effort come meet day. But if I'm sitting there trying to chase certain numbers and chase certain goals that aren't attainable because I didn't put in the work during the off season, I'm going to fail miserably. So make sure the work in the off season's there, and if it's not there, realize that and push forth throughout your training so that you can still have a great meet and still have a great day at the
A little Saturday hiking. Waterfalls back there. It's so pretty. Portland is absolutely gorgeous when it's not raining, but I guess without all the rain you wouldn't have all this green stuff. So just a great day to get out and get some hiking in. so cool. This is why we moved to Portland, for nice, beautiful things like this.